Wrestling has more than one royal family. Acknowledge me! And we
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I am one happy dynamic duo twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
Hi!
I'm so sorry that I couldn't be here for the last one, but Brother Pyro did an amazing job on his own for it.
I did alright, I guess, but it was weird not having someone to banter with.
Oh, I know.
Because I was about to start bantering with myself, and then that would have just been weird.
Yeah, I think so.
But like, not having somebody to, like, bounce off of really just... It felt unnatural. Please never leave me again.
I will do my best not to. Definitely will do my best not
If we
to.
need to make it audible, let me know, and I will make a call.
I know.
But that was weird.
Okay, so today we are talking Survivor Series
War Games.
Are you excited for this?
It is only my favorite of 4 holidays.
Yes. You're one of 4.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, normally we have somebody with us on our Big 4. But unfortunately, we were unable to, we didn't really think ahead to get others.
We've had a lot going on.
Yeah, we did not think ahead to get others into this. And then Flash is actually dealing with Baby Crossroads right now, so...
Because he is not necessarily...
He's being a little temperament.
Yeah, he's a little temperamental right now.
Alright, so getting this started, we have the Women's War Game match, which me and Brother Pyro both think will kick off the show tonight.
I mean, pacing-wise, it makes sense. Open with the War Games, close with the War Games.
Yeah.
Personally. Just personal opinion.
Yeah, I know, but we also thought that Crown Jewel was going to be the same way, and they did it back-to-back, essentially.
Which was really dumb.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, anyways, we have Team Liv, which is Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae, taking on Team Rhea, which consists of Rhea Ripley, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Bayley.
So, initially thought of initial team wasn't Bayley, it was supposed to be Jade Cargill. Bianca being the most hesitant one to include Bayley, especially because she was already hesitant with Io. But going back into it, but getting to this point, we still don't know who it was. A few weeks ago, Jade Cargill was attacked. Bayley proved that she could be at least trusted for for this little bit by helping Bianca pick up the win on Monday for advantage going into the War Games match. So they I guess they finally agreed, hey,
yeah,
Bayley can be part of the team, but I also don't think Rhea gave her much of a choice.
No, I don't think so either.
Also, how the hell do you have the 2 women's world champions on one team, and that's the team that looks the least credible and the most underdoggy?
I agree.
How does the team with both women's champions look the weakest?
So essentially we got here more or less because of the feud between Liv and Rhea continuing. We obviously build it. You know, Nia has now had her issues with the women on Team Rhea, so we kind of got here via that. It's got its own little puzzle pieces.
Everybody at this point has an issue with somebody else. And at this point, they were like, all right, mesh them together.
I'm very curious to see how well Io and Bayley work in this as teammates, because...
Oh, well, okay. So last night on SmackDown, I know you didn't get to watch, I did.
No.
Kicking off the show was actually Team Rhea. They came out, and, everybody had something to say. Rhea talking about how she's going to make Liv wish she'd ever met her. Bianca saying she knows one of them attacked Jade, and she coming for that receipt. She coming for that ad, man. Outcome, Team Liv, Nia, whatever you want to...
No, Team Liv is just the easiest one.
They come out, and, they talk. They're talking their smack. Oh, we didn't attack her. But also, we're not really worried about y'all. it's fun, you know, Bailey calls out Nia for taking out, or for being manipulative of Tiffany, them Team Babyface talking to the heel team about how none of them can really trust each other, and Nia pointed out something really. How is Bianca gonna trust you or Io when y'all was on damage control and tormented her for like a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah.
How is Bianca gonna trust Io when Io cashed in on her at SummerSlam last year? How is Bailey gonna trust Io when Io betrayed Bailey post Rumble and going into Mania?
Yep. I mean, she's not wrong.
Like, she pointed out, like, and you bringing up your fact of, I want to see how well they're going to work as a team. Mm-hmm. Nia raised the same concern, the same issue to the rest of us fans watching here at home.
I mean, I think that they're going to go all in with the mindset of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
And even then, I don't think that's enough.
But you also have to remember one thing, is you have Rhea Ripley, you have Bianca Belair, and you have Io Sky, who were in the initial War Games match on the same team, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Down in NXT. And who won that War Games match? It was Team Rhea Ripley.
I still remember, probably one of my favorite War
Granted,
Games.
we also had Candice LeRae in that match, too.
Yes, no, one of my favorite War Games matches.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that one. Dakota Kai betrayed Tegan Nox. They were all supposed to be that one team.
Mm-hmm.
Team Rhea wins, I think, with a 4-2.
Yep.
And it was literally just her and I think Candice.
Yep.
On one team versus Io, Bianca, and I don't remember who else was on that team.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the fact that, you know, most of these women have been there in this match and have the experience factor.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely wonder how well this is going to work. Because remember, they were also almost the same group with minus a few in last year's women's War Games.
Last year
because Rhea was involved.
Yep.
Bianca was involved.
Io Bailey.
Yep. You had Dakota because you had the original.
Yep.
Damage control.
Yeah. When I look at it, I could be 100% wrong. I think this is Liv's first. I know this is not Raquel's first.
You know what?
This is Nia's first. And I believe this is Tiffany and Naomi's first, and that's it. Those are the only newcomers we have going into this match.
Yep. And we're gonna look to see.
Okay, while you're looking, I'm just gonna go through our predictions. That way we
go
have it.
right ahead, boo.
So looking at our predictions, all of us, aside from one, and I think we know who the odd man out is, are picking Team Rhea to pick up the win because of obvious reasons. Whereas Desario, Team Liv, and his only reasoning being going Team Liv seems right. And I think it comes with the factor of what you've been saying. You have both women's champions on this team. So why not make that the team that wins? However,
there is a potential to do something very, very great here.
Are you talking about the cash-in?
I'm talking about Tiffany Stratton, Miss Money in the Bank, probably pulling off one of the most unique cash-ins that we will probably have ever seen in the history of Money in the Bank's men or women, if they do it. Because think about it, match doesn't officially start until all women are
in the ring, yeah.
Are in the ring, depending on how they come out order-wise.
Mm-hmm.
You could really have, with Team Bianca having
the advantage,
you have a match before the match. Eventually, you have whatever woman's champion, probably Nia. Because, that's the one that she got the most beef with right now, with her talking down on her and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Nia's catching a beat down. Match hasn't officially started. Tiffany's now in. I'm helping. Wait a minute. I now see an opportunity here. Or you, even after the match has officially started, a match within a match.
I say you wait till the whole thing's done.
I like the idea of the match within the match, because if Nia tries to escape that cage, she may have lost. She will have lost the match for her team at War Games, but that doesn't get her out of the match with Tiffany at that point. And I would love to see them really roll the dice on that one.
I personally...
It almost happened with Priest last year.
It did.
I would love to see it actually executed here. Also, if I don't see the perfect moonsault off the top of that cage, because if Tiffany doesn't hit a moonsault off the top of the cage, throw the whole damn match away.
I agree with that one. Personally, I don't think they're going to roll the dice on it being in the middle of the match. Would it be great? Yes. But I don't see them doing it. I see them doing it after the match where Nia is the most damaged.
The pop and the whir of the crowd would make that moment so worth it.
Did you look up the information we needed that you got? I
started to, and then I got distracted.
Of course you did.
Well, no, okay, because I'm actually, I'm looking, I want to see all the women that have participated in War Games.
Mm-hmm. Which might be a bit for you to find.
Yes, I'm scrolling to
Here,
find.
You're scrolling.
All right. So that was.
We know this started on NXT. So
yes,
let's start
so
with that.
I'm going down to NXT right now. So, all right. When they first brought it back, there was no women's.
No.
Neither was the next year. So I'm gonna have you count.
Mm-hmm.
Or tally it up on a piece of paper or whatever.
Yep. We'll do this
live.
So,
the first time they did this, Rhea was involved.
Yep.
Candice LeRae was involved.
Yep, that one we know.
And Io and Bianca were involved.
Yes, that one I know.
That was the year that Tegan took out... Or Dakota took out Tegan and walked out. So it literally just left Rhea and Candice.
Because
I
think eventually it was a 4v4, right?
It was supposed to be a 4v4, yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right, the year after, Candice LeRae.
Yep. Because she was a heel.
Yep. Raquel.
Yep.
Rhea.
Yep.
Io.
Yep. And I believe that was Cora Jade in there as well, correct?
That was...
the year Cora was in it.
No.
No, that's the next year then. Okay.
All right. That was War Games 2020. Next War Games.
Okay.
We had Io.
Of course.
Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
And now you were thinking Cora.
Okay. So that was the year we had Cora.
Yes. And then that was them versus Team Total Toxic Attraction plus Dakota Kai.
Okay. Yep.
That was also the year that we got the Team 2.0 versus Team Black and Gold.
Yeah.
Which made me happy. So, the following year, so War Games 2022, the first year they had it
on the main roster, yep.
Main roster. Women's War Games match consisted of Bianca Belair.
Yep.
Io Sky, Bayley, Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Last year's War Games
consisted of Rhea Ripley.
Did not have Rhea Ripley.
It did not? I could have sworn it did.
No.
Okay.
Last year's was Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Becky versus Damage Controls, Kairi Sane, Io Sky, Asuka, and Bayley.
So going into this...
And then this year...
Yeah, obviously.
Bianca, Bayley, Rhea, Io, and Raquel. Raquel and Candice are all the experienced ones. So this is Tiffy's first, Nia's first, Liv's first,
and
Naomi's first.
So I was kind of right. The only one I got wrong was, I think... Nope, I got all the ones right.
You straight up said...
I knew exactly who it was.
You said... You had questioned Raquel's specifically because you couldn't remember. No, this would be her third?
Third, yes. I didn't mark down the ones for this year. But...
So I want to point out, Rhea is the only one that has been in all of them.
No, Rhea is not the one that's been in all of them. It is Io. Rhea was not in last year's.
Oh, yep. You're right.
Okay. Io is the only one.
Io is the only one. So
that goes going on 6.
Rhea's right behind at this now being her 5th. 4th?
4th. Okay. Tied with Bianca and Bayley.
Okay.
Or Bianca. Yep. And then Raquel, Candice, and Bayley are all at 3.
Okay.
As of this one. All right. Take us into our next match. I think we spent enough time on the women's.
United States Championship match. LA Knight defends against a returning Shinsuke Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go into our predictions.
Yep.
Before I get into how we got here.
Okay.
So, going on all of this, Flash has chosen Nakamura. Desario, Hex, Flash has chosen LA Knight.
Yes.
Whereas Flash, Cauldron, Hex, and Desario have gone Nakamura, and I know what I gave you. I'm switching that. I'm going no contest, and here's why.
Okay, I do want to point out something before you continue. You said Flash twice, choosing Nakamura and LA Knight.
I know, and then I said Flash had chose Nakamura, and then I went back and corrected myself.
And when you were reading the names back again, you said Flash yet again.
Oh my god.
So, Flash, LA Knight, everybody else aside from you, Nakamura.
Yes.
No contest. There we go. Easy words.
Continue. Thank you. So, we got here via successful title defense a couple weeks ago, the SmackDown we were at, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Nakamura returns after Knight successfully defends against Berto.
Yes.
And attacks Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Basically stating, hey, I'm coming for you.
Come for the championship.
The last couple weeks have been vignettes and more post-match attacks. This past week, Andrade had a match with Nakamura. Mm-hmm. And this is why I say this will be a no contest. Andrade has a personal beef with Nakamura because he feels he skipped the line.
Mm-hmm.
You literally show up after months of being away. By the way, last night on SmackDown, his first match since March.
Okay, yeah.
It has been almost 9 months since that man has been featured on TV.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
I agree.
Andrade, mad, feels Nakamura cut the line. Mm-hmm. Feels like, hey, you need to earn it like I did, Melo did. Like Melo did, Berto, Santos.
Yep.
Like, everybody that's lined up to face LA Knight has at least been in a position to earn it, if not answered the open challenge.
Yeah.
Like, if you really wanted it that bad,
you would have showed up for the open challenge.
Andrade showed his grievance. They had a match one-on-one. Nakamura did pick up the win, which was the right move. So I feel like Andrade, with his personal beef and his own personal desire to get the title, and again, him wanting Nakamura to, back of the line, work his way to that title match, he's going to come in, he's going to cost that.
Okay. I mean, I totally agree with you. I go off of, not only that, but I kind of go off of what Desario had said for this, and that was, give it to Nakamura, please. No one would take him seriously if he didn't win. And I 100% agree with that, unfortunately, because Nakamura has been such a great competitor that y'all already dropped the ball with the WWE Championship years ago. You could have given it to him. Even if it was a short title reign, you could have given it to him. But no, you didn't. You decided, I'm not going to do that. Okay, whatever. Next matchup on the card, Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker takes on Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. We are a bit all over the place in this, where you, Hex, and Cauldron are all choosing Breaker to retain. Flash and Desario are going Kaiser, and I am going with the obvious answer here, Sheamus.
As much as I want it to be Sheamus.
You're only going with your heart on one of them.
No, it's not even that. It's, I don't feel like you justifiably have a reason for Breaker to drop the strap in any capacity yet. You just gave it back to him.
Stupidly.
There's no point to have him lose it immediately a second time.
So if y'all don't know how we got here, Sheamus obviously has been chasing the Intercontinental title for a while. This is the one title that is keeping him from being a complete Grand Slam champion in the world of WWE. Ludwig was granted a match for the championship this, what was it? Not this past...
No, literally this Monday.
Okay, this past Monday, where Sheamus came out and was like, hey, you ruined my match, my chance at the my chance at this championship the week prior, I'm going to ruin yours. So Adam Pearce came out and was like, you know what? Triple threat match. Here we go. So, more or less that I do like Desario's reasoning again on this, because he is one of the only other ones that give us a reasoning as to why. And that being, as much as I want Sheamus going Kaiser, the story will be great. And that is because it also ties into his prediction for the next one. So I'll have you take us into that.
So going into match numero 4 on the card. I had to think about it. Alright, next match on the docket. Gunther defends his World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. Got here via qualifying Fatal 4-Way match, or number 1 contender Fatal 4-Way match.
Yes.
Which made no damn sense.
Tell him why.
No damn sense. Carlito went to Adam Pearce a couple weeks prior to this Fatal 4-Way and was like, hey, I think Dom deserves a shot at the title.
He laughed in his face.
Pearce laughed at him and he's like, no, I'm being serious. He's put in the work. I think he has what it takes to keep up with the champion. I think you should give him an opportunity to prove it. Mm-hmm. Cool. He can get a shot at the title if he can beat a champion. A former world champion of my choosing. Cool. Next week on Raw, we get Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio 1-on-1. Dom wins the match. Dom, according to Pierce's words, the week prior should actually be number 1 contender to Gunther. What do we get the following week? Fatal 4-Way number 1 contender match. Sheamus, Rollins, Priest, Mysterio. Why are we having this match when Mysterio has already won the right to challenge via your words 2 weeks prior? Mr. Adam Pearce, get it together. Learn how to follow your own goddamn rules.
Because nobody wanted to see that. That's why.
Nobody wanted to see... I wanted to see Dom get his chest caved in. And you know what? Again, this isn't a matter of what we want to see. It's a matter of you're now treating us like we're stupid, like we was just going to forget what you just said. What your words and how your words and actions were not lining up at all. Like we are not stupid. We are not boo-boo the fool. We do pay attention.
Some of us.
Most of the fans do pay attention, and I know I'm not the only one that feels this way because I've done seen it all over socials literally as soon as Raw went off the air that night.
Yeah. I agree. I saw it with you.
Literally all over Facebook, all over Twitter, like, yo, why did Dom have to have a secondary number 1 contender match? Why isn't Dom getting his title match? He beat Priest the week prior. Like Pierce said, he would get the title match. So you know what, Pierce? Get it together. You lied to us. Give us the match. Give Dom the match that he earned. I'm never on the side of Dirty Dom, but this is one of those, you done messed up and I'm going to speak out on it.
I agree.
Now, going into our predictions. All but one have chosen Damian Priest. And this is where Desario's previous answer, previous reasoning to the triple threat match comes into play. He's choosing Priest.
Should I say it word for word?
Word for word, go ahead and read it to me.
Even though they made Gunther look like a little bitch lately, taking Priest. Then Ludwig will finally hold something over Gunther.
I was able to win gold, and you went and lost yours.
Yes.
Essentially, like, now I'm champion. Basically, there's that scene in, I don't remember. I know it's a meme. I am the captain now. You know the meme I'm talking about.
Yep.
That is essentially what Ludwig's mindset could be. Why? I'm holding gold. You're not. This is also the gold you lost to Sami Zayn at Mania at the biggest moment of your career. Mm-hmm. You lost this.
The thing is they're already planting some seeds.
Oh, they're already planting.
Imperium.
They are definitely planting those splitting seeds. Mm-hmm. This could really help dig that wedge in a little deeper. Not complete split, but you'll definitely see a lot more rising tension. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Hex, Odd Woman out here picking Gunther to retain, and honestly, I think it is time for us to once again rise for El Campeón.
Please. Lord, I miss Damian Priest as champion. I didn't think I was going to like him.
I 100% had no faith in him as champion. But man, did Triple H make him look good. He booked him as a proper champion. And again, hesitant after his U.S. title reign that was absolutely garbage. Man, because I've known Priest since Punishment Martinez before the NXT signing. Mm-hmm. So I know what Priest was always capable of.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd help actually elevate that world title even more so than it already was. Because think about it. It was Rollins who made that title the most relevant title in WWE.
Yeah, well...
At that time, we also had Roman as champion, so...
Yeah. I was going to say, let's look at the other
Drew McIntyre held it for all of 5 minutes. And then Priest came in. Cashed in. And legit made that title still look just as good as Rollins had. Mm-hmm. I absolutely loved that decision, and I really want to see Priest elevate his game again.
So, let me ask you something. Do you think if Priest doesn't win tonight, that he could win the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
And go on to challenge for this championship again?
Yes. I genuinely believe if he does not win here, he would it'd almost be criminal to not call him a favorite going into the Rumble. Okay. Priest has been very dominant. He has been he's been at the top of his game now.
Yeah.
Since that cash-in. Mm-hmm. And even after dropping the title at SummerSlam,
yes, thanks
to interference by Finn Balor, he has still found a way to stay red hot.
And in the title picture still.
And keep himself relevant, and he's worked really hard.
Yeah.
So this is where I genuinely feel it'd be really hard to say he's not.
Okay. All right, going into our main event, our other War Games match, Bloodline Civil War at its peak. At least what I think is right now the peak. You have the OG Bloodline consisting of Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, alongside CM Punk, taking on the Bloodline 2.0, which consists of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tungalola, and Jacob Fatu, with Bronson Reed at their side.
Now, I'm going to say it this way because I've seen it online and I've had a few conversations. Do I necessarily feel Reed and Punk were needed as additions to this match? No, I would have been fine with 4v4.
I agree.
However, do I think they've added elements of unpredictability and a little more flavoring to this story?
Yes.
Absolutely. Again, do I feel they're needed? No. Am I kind of happy they're there? But not gonna lie.
A little bit. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like pushing a 4. Of, like, happiness that they're there.
Happy, no, but, like, do I understand now why it is? Yes. They've made it work really well.
So, going through our predictions, we have one that is the odd man out. Everybody has chosen OG Bloodline to pick up the win here, where you, Brother Pyro, are the only one going Bloodline 2.0. You didn't realize that, did you?
Oh, I did. Oh, I 100% did.
Do I read Desario's reasoning before you get into yours?
Yes. Actually, I want to do it.
Please, take us away.
I want to do it. I'm going to pull it up right now.
And I mean, I fully understand why his reasoning is what it is. And I 100% agree.
All right, men's war game team. Roman,
Yeah.
Yeah. Roman the favor.
Can you read? Yeah.
The favor on SmackDown is leading to Punk versus Roman. They ain't losing. See, and here's the thing. You have a lot of tension within Team Roman. A lot of tension within Team Roman. Anybody that watched SmackDown knows that there is a lot of tension between Punk and Roman.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Roman basically telling Punk, I don't want or need your help. Punk stating, I don't want to give it to you. I don't like you. I'm doing this for Paul.
Let's think about the last time that Punk was in WWE. Who was the ones that kind of beat him out the door?
The Shield.
Mm-hmm. And who was part of the Shield?
Roman.
Thank you.
No, there has been. They have managed to make so many stories tie together with this one move.
Mm-hmm.
Rollins is going to be pissed that Punk is involved because Bronson Reed's involved, and Bronson and Rollins have a rivalry going.
But Rollins
hey, I know I said no, but you're still stepping on my toes by getting involved with somebody I'm already at odds with.
Mm-hmm. He already don't like him in the first place.
There's literally personal issues there, but they have enough mutual respect for each other as competitors to work together. Same can be said with a few people on the WWE roster, but we're not going to get into that.
Because that doesn't...
Because, to everybody thinking that he was the problem in AEW. Anywho. Now you've circled back to the tension of Roman versus Punk, something we probably should have gotten on a grander scale back in the day. Also, please remember that in 2012, Shield debuts, they were hired mercenaries for CM Punk specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And you also include the factor of Paul Heyman. Punk being one of the older Heyman guys. Roman being one of the newer Heyman guys.
Mm-hmm.
And Punk is not shy about letting Roman know, I had him first.
Mm-hmm. I like that whole thing. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for him. You owe me no favors after this.
Heyman owes me a favor. There is a lot more unity within Bloodline 2.0, including Bronson Reed, which is wild. You have the X Factor that is CM Punk. You have the X Factor that is
Bronson Reed. Okay.
However, you have an even bigger X Factor, screw Bronson Reed.
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu being the most unpredictable man on any roster right now. Imagine what he's going to do in that cage.
I'm sorry.
It is going to be wild.
I can't get over the fact that they came out with the video that they did where they introduced themselves as members of like a football team, and Jacobs is literally the Samoan werewolf. I love you, Solo.
Hold on. Okay, so in the men's War Games Advantage match, Jacob versus Jay, which Jacob did pick up the victory. Very important to note. Literally, every time he hit a big move, I love you, Solo.
Is that all that man knows how to say?
I love you, Solo.
Again, is that all that man knows how to say?
I love you, Solo.
I swear, this dude can't say anything else aside from that, and I acknowledge Solo. Tribal Chief Solo.
I love you, Twisted.
Please don't. Please never do that again. Please never do that again. Although I'm pretty sure Flash would love to hear that from you. Just one time.
But anyway, so I genuinely feel that the tension amongst OG Bloodline is going to be too much. And Bloodline 2.0 is going to be able to take advantage of that. One thing they have shown outside of unity is their ability to take advantage in cracks in the armor.
So let me ask you this. Say Bloodline 2.0 does pick up the win, say you're 100% correct on that. Wouldn't this end the storyline then? No, because the bigger story is eventually, and
quoting Mark Henry here. Because, listen, busted open like a week or so ago.
Okay.
He asked, when is Solo going to realize he's a pawn? You know he's not the one calling the shots. You know he's being used. There is a higher power than him, and we all know who that is at this point.
Yeah.
It is the final boss. It is The Rock. Once The Rock has no use for him, you know what's going to happen. He's going to discard him. Solo's going to be a man without anybody. He's going to look for his way back into the OG bloodline. He's going to realize he was a pawn. And it's funny because Mark said this like this. He's like, it wouldn't be him necessarily going back or
running back
to Roman or whatever. It's him coming home.
Okay.
Obviously, there's going to be that tension. Roman's going to be like, look, you betrayed me.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got
to prove it to me that you're going to be loyal.
It's going to be like Hercules when he was trying to be,
a god again.
You have to go through all of these tests and feats to show I can trust you, so I can allow you back into the range with me.
So then does that mean that
this doesn't end it.
Okay. So,
I feel we see The Rock tonight. And I feel like now we're continuing with the Roman Rock train that we've been on for about 2 years now.
So, going into the next question that I have that goes off of that. They win, we see Rock. Does this mean that we get Civil War versus does this mean we get another Civil War at Rumble?
I don't think we get another Civil War at Rumble. I do genuinely feel that we are going to see something involving some of these men at Rumble, but I don't think it'll necessarily be Civil War. But I think we're going to further plant the seeds of the eventual collision that we are headed in. Roman Rock, who's truly the head of the table, who's really the guy in charge, who's better fit to lead the family.
You know what would have been amazing?
And at the end of that's when I see storyline concludes. Either everybody goes their separate way, or everybody is under one final umbrella. Like, this is where we're at.
You know what I would have loved to have seen that they could have, like they did for our last Mania, they threw the wrench in. It would have been a million times greater because we know that come WrestleMania 41, we have one of two outcomes. You either have Roman that wins or The Rock that wins. And you have two different outcomes depending upon who wins. You have that train that goes one way and it either splits into two or it splits into two that way. I would have loved to have seen at the very end one of the higher people, like higher than The Rock, come out and go, I'm the final one. And then have the Ulafala on. It would have been so great because it would have really thrown a wrench in everything.
That would have been great. However, how do you do that when
majority of them have passed on now?
Majority of them are significantly way too old to do this.
I wouldn't say fighting. I'm just saying they take it. And that's how you, or you throw a bigger wrench in and it doesn't end up being either one of them. It ends up being Jacob. You said it. Jacob's like the dark horse in everything. So why not have that Samoan werewolf be the one that controls everything? Why not have him be the one and it's not really The Rock, but The Rock is helping him. He's in Rock's ear.
He's in Rock's ear. Their movie. He's using Rock to use Solo.
To move everything.
To, that.
Throw a wrench in everything. It's Jacob.
As far-fetched as that sounds, that would actually be fire. That would actually be amazing.
Or what's the other one that you really want to come in? That you keep asking for?
I mean, eventually we will see Zilla.
Okay. What if it's Zilla?
I don't think
in Rock's ear. I mean, you have the possibilities, but Jacob is a little more, there than Zilla is, I think. You don't know what to say or do on me right now.
Nah, you've done thrown me all the way off.
And that was the thing, is how do you throw everybody off like you did last year? You make it be someone you're not expecting. You can't look at it and say, oh, it could be main event Jey Uso. No. Jey would never... As much as I love Jey, he doesn't have the gonads to call the shots.
Oh, God, no.
Jimmy doesn't have the gonads to call the shots. Sammy's not technically family, so we're not going to count Sammy in this. The only other person other than Jacob that it could be is it ends up being Heyman. And Heyman's guy that he has on the end of that string is Punk. And that gets Punk his title shot. That's the only other explanation at the end of all of this.
So I've been seeing a lot of fan theory and kind of rumor mill. Post SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And this is assuming that we get the return of another well-known Heyman guy. A Heyman-led faction of Punk, Roman, Lesnar, which would eventually lead to a blow-up.
Mm-hmm. Because all egos.
All of them, his three most successful, but his three biggest egos in clients, with the Heyman influence being the center of all of this.
Yeah.
And now he's put... And I would love to see it if they do it correctly. Heyman is in everybody's ear saying different things and is the reason that this actually imploded. This isn't I'm better than... No, it is Heyman's like... I'm to you... about him, and I'm about him, and about both of them. Like, he's planting the seeds of demise because he really wants to see who his best and strongest champion would be, which would be amazing. Because then, end of it all, that's who Heyman then aligns with to end out his career.
Well, what you could also do is if Heyman doesn't feel like he's ready to end everything, you bring in a new Heyman guy. And I have someone under my
I have a few. I have a list.
I have one that's on this card in my brain that
Breaker?
Bring in Breaker.
I have a freaking list.
Because think about it. Punk is here to be home to retire. Lesnar is coming home to retire. Roman's kind of getting up there. We know
he's talking
because of his previous illness as well.
He's been talking about it might be sooner rather than later. As much as we would love to see him continue with this career, we get why. One, the leukemia, never know when it's going to come back. Two, he doesn't feel like he has anything really left to accomplish. Three, more time with his kids. He wants to be an active dad.
So why not?
And I love that for him. I'm never going to take that away from him.
Why not do that where he's in all three of their ears, they implode, Breaker comes out the back and takes out everybody, and that's how you end that with him with Paul.
Him with Paul, but eventually you'd still need that conclusion to that match, because you cannot tell me that match wouldn't be amazing.
It would.
And if we finished that triple threat match with no contest, there would actively be a riot.
Oh, no, I'm not even saying just a triple threat match. I'm saying you just see the implosion, and he comes in to make the implosion even worse.
There is a few people I would love to see under a Paul Heyman reign. Breaker being one of them.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, that does conclude, and again, getting a bit off track like we normally do, our Survivor Series War Games. We hope you guys enjoy the show tonight, and we hope...
Don't forget to hit us up for merch.
Yeah. You completely threw my train of thought off terribly. If you guys did celebrate it, we hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. And we will see you later in our post show. Laters.
Enjoy.